Confused by RV towing lingo? In this video, we break down every abbreviation from GVWR to tongue weight so you can tow your travel trailer safely and legally. We have connected with a lot of other RVers, both full-time and part-time, to share some of their knowledge and stories when it comes to tow vehicles.
What's going on, Jason? Hey, everyone. This is Matt from Matt's RV Reviews.
I'm McKinley from RV Talk.
Hi, I'm Amber, and I make up one half of the Veteran Nomads.
We're trekking with Deb and Mike.
Hey guys, I'm Jason from Outdoors Unlimited.
I'm Tara.
And I'm Angie.
And we're the Lady Ferns.
Hi, I'm Dr. Candace, the author of the Our Ventures children's book series.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Bubba.
I'm Angel.
Jess.
And we're Bubba's Big Adventures.
And introducing Jennifer and Tasha from the Learn to RV podcast.
Hang on. Let's give something away.
Today, we're giving you a cheat sheet for every towing abbreviation you need to know to stay safe on the road. First, let's look at your tow vehicle. You'll find these numbers on a sticker inside of the driver's side door jamb. GVWR.
It's the gross vehicle weight rating, the max weight this truck can safely handle.
This is the absolute maximum your vehicle can weigh when fully loaded. That includes the truck, gas, kids, the dog.
Gross combined vehicle weight ratio, GVWR is what it stands for. Knowing what you actually can and can't haul is super important. And most people don't even think about the fact that, you know, when you buy a camper, they're giving you a dry weight and your truck. And then people are like, oh yeah, my truck can tow that. But they don't factor in the clothes, the food, the amount of people that you're hauling inside that vehicle, like not in the camper itself, but in the tow vehicle.
And one piece of advice I have about choosing your tow vehicle when getting an RV is always leave at least 1,000 to 2,000 extra pounds that your vehicle can tow, more than the gross vehicle weight of the RV you're purchasing. It's really great and it won't put strain on your tow vehicle as much as if you were maxing it out.
GCWR, gross combined weight rating.
GCWR? What's that? Oh, I see. It's the total towing weight.
Think of this as the total package. It's the maximum weight your truck and trailer combined can weigh. If your combined weight is over this, your brakes and engine won't be able to handle the load.
Knowing your payloads and knowing your tow capacity is very important, but also you want to know about the tongue weight and also distribution of the weight on your vehicle.
Payload capacity. This is the one people forget. It's how much weight can you put inside or on your truck. Payload is just GVWR minus the empty weight of your truck. If you have a lot of passengers, your towing capacity actually goes down. Now let's look at the trailer itself. You'll find these on a sticker on the front left side of your RV. GTWR.
Ah, got it. GTWR is the gross trailer weight rating. That's the max weight we can tow.
Gross trailer weight rating. The maximum your trailer can weigh when it's full of water, propane, and gear. All right, so let's take a break from the abbreviations and homework and ask some of these RVers some questions. What would you look for if you were buying your first tow vehicle?
I'd get a tow vehicle that would match my RV.
Okay.
Personally.
Now we were asked what were we looking for in a tow vehicle. Well, I wanted a V8, four-wheel drive, crew cab for all of us, enough room to haul the extra gear that's not in our camper, and the biggest thing is to have enough load carrying capacity.
I had a Nissan Pathfinder. Tow capacity was 6,000 pounds. We're like, okay, we can get an RV. Okay, we're good, whatever.
One thing that you need to know before you pick a tow vehicle is how much do you need to tow? So for me, I have this Coleman Lantern. I knew that the Gladiator could tow this, but also I like to horseback ride. So you can see my horse trailer sitting over there. I needed to make sure that my tow vehicle could also tow my horse trailer in addition to my camper. And another great thing is that I have plenty of room for all of my passengers. I needed a tow vehicle, but I also needed a convertible. So that's how I ended up with this Jeep Gladiator. Meet Gladys, the Jeep Gladiator, sometimes also known as the Barbie Jeep. You can see I have pink seats in here. One of my favorite features of the Gladiator as a tow vehicle really has been the backup camera. The backup camera is super clear. It has been a lifesaver.
We have a small trailer, so our tow vehicle is a Ford F-150. When you're traveling, you want to be sure that both people can do everything for the trailer and the truck in case the other one becomes incapacitated or isn't around to help you out.
We've been living full-time for 5.5 years in a 13-foot bowler, and we tow with our 2015 Toyota Tacoma. We had the truck before we had the trailer, so that just happens to be what our tow vehicle is. We've done a few modifications to make it more tow-worthy, and some of them are. Well, we added a canopy, and that gives us more space for storage, and our refrigerator lives back there. We've also added a brake controller because on the trailer we added brakes. And one more thing we added was a breakaway cable. The breakaway cable is designed that if for some reason the bowler and the truck got separated, it would pull the cord out and the brakes on the trailer would seize up automatically and not having a runaway trailer on the highway.
If you think that anytime in the next couple of years you may want to upgrade to a larger RV, go ahead and start with the larger capacity truck now. We started with a travel trailer, but we went ahead and got our dually now because we know that we don't want to stay in our travel trailer. Our dream is to get into a fifth wheel, a toy hauler, and we don't want to have to go in and have to rebuy and shop for everything all at once and have that whole hassle. We want to be ready for it.
Very good. Because you don't want to be hauling your fifth wheel with a, F-150.
Yeah. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Your axle will be back there somewhere.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that, it's your transmission.
Yes.
I mean, there's so much to think about.
Yeah. If you don't have the tow vehicle, it's easy to match the vehicle to the RV. Whereas the other way around, I would definitely look for something that's overkill. So my golden rule is just because you can doesn't mean you should. Okay? So everybody that has a 2500 and they're looking at a Brinkley Model G, just because you can doesn't mean you should. You should be towing this with a dually, my opinion.
This is my tow vehicle. It's a 2024 Chevy Silverado LT Trail Boss.
This is the 6.2 liter Z71. My camper is 30 feet long and I have not had any issues towing. One of the recommendations I do is get a hard cover, as this tri-fold hard covers very well. On my last truck I had the soft leather one and that eventually wears down. But this is very convenient. You can put all types of stuff back here.
I own an Alliance, shout out. I have a 262 RB and I had an F-150 and I upgraded my truck to the 2500 and my Delta's like 6,300 pounds, but going up through the mountains and everything, there's nothing better than having a truck that could just tow it without any issues.
Buy more truck than you think you need. You don't want to go more than like 70% of what your vehicle can tow.
I think that if you have to wait an extra 6 months to a year to save for the right vehicle,
you could do that.
It's important to do that.
All right, let's get back to these abbreviations.
UVW, unloaded vehicle weight, often called dry weight. This is what the trailer weighed when it left the factory. This does not include your battery, your propane, or water. Never use this number to plan your trip. Always use the GTWR.
Unloaded vehicle weight. That's the base weight without cargo.
CCC, cargo carrying capacity. How much stuff can you actually put inside? It's the GTWR minus your dry weight. This is where the truck meets the trailer and where most mistakes happen. The GAWR, gross axle weight rating. Your truck has a front and rear axle. This is the max weight each individual axle can carry. Usually, it's the rear axle that people overload when towing. GWHW, tongue weight or hitch weight.
What's my tongue weight? Let's check the manual.
This is the downward pressure the trailer puts on your hitch. For your trailer, it should usually be 10 to 15% of the total trailer weight. Too little, and your trailer will sway. Too much, and you'll lose steering control on the front of your truck.
Our Nissan Pathfinder, it sagged a lot. When we were towing, it felt like I was on a ice skating rink. I was driving and the front, because all the weight was in the back, so the front was like sitting up like this, and it just felt like anything pushed me and I was going. We did upgrade to a Nissan Titan XD.
WLL, working load limit. You'll see this on your safety chains and hitch components. It's the maximum weight that specific piece of hardware can safely handle.
One thing that you do need to know whenever you're getting that larger truck is make sure that you're buying the right hitch and that your hitch can handle the right capacity for the truck.
Now, as an added bonus, here are some driving tips.
I'm going to show you a couple examples of driving with tow haul mode engaged as well as normal mode while you're towing. Here you'll see the RPMs are geared a little higher, and when it shifts, it stays high. So when you're taking off from a dead stop, you have more power. I thought that you would waste more gas driving this way, but you'll be surprised in the end to find out exactly how they did. And this is normal mode. You see there is a bit of a difference. The gears are lower, and it takes more time to get to the higher gears. I tried a couple different tests from taking off from a standstill in tow haul and normal, as well as driving on the highway. Once I hit 60 miles per hour or 70 miles per hour, I wanted to see the difference. And I thought that I would use more gas if I continued to drive in tow haul mode because it's revved higher. So it's constantly, the gears are there waiting for you. After driving on a full tank of gas at 170 miles, I actually save gas driving in tow haul mode.
So if I want the back of the trailer to go to the left, I put my hand down here and I turn the steering wheel to the left. And as I back up, it'll turn around. Then you just watch and straighten it out as you go. I find if I can park looking into the driver's side rear view mirror, it's easier to guide back in. But you can also do it from the passenger side. So if I want to go my rear end to go over to the right, put my hand on the bottom and turn the steering wheel to the right. And that'll take my the back of the trailer to the right. I hope this helps.
I know it's a lot of alphabet soup, but knowing your GVWR from your GCWR is a difference between a fun weekend and a disaster.
So just do your research. It's not really always about what your vehicle can tow. It's about how fast and how safely can that vehicle stop.
If you found this video helpful, hit the like button so YouTube knows to show it to other new towers. And if you're still confused about all of these abbreviations, drop a comment below. We will have the definitions along with the abbreviations in the descriptions.
That was a lot of helpful information from Campsite Cruising and friends.
Also, we would love it if you would visit all of the people that have helped make today's video possible and give them some love on our channels, possibly like a video, maybe subscribe.
We'll see you soon.
Like and subscribe. Hang on. Let's give something away. Think of a word.
Chicken.
Chicken. Promo code chicken for the first 15 people to use promo code chicken on my website, liquefiedrv.com. We'll mail them a bottle of liquefied for free. The only thing you gotta do is pay $5.99 for the shipping. And again, that's promo code chicken.